Good morning, girls. In the previous session, we learned about some basic data type of Oracle. One more data type is left, right? Let us go through that data type. That one is large object LOB data type. Uh, Large object data type refer to a large data item such as text, graphics, images, video clips, and sound waveform. If you want to store something in your table like text format, graphic format, images, or video clips, and sound waveform, then you can go with the large object data type, right? You can declare a variable of this type. LOB data types allow efficient and random access to this data. Here you can see the table which is showing the LOB data type available in SQL. First one is B file. This is used to store a large binary objects in operating system files outside the database. The size of this type of variable is 4 gigabytes. Up to 4 gigabytes you can store, right? Then next is BLOB, used to store a large binary object in the database. The size is more than the first one, B file, right? Here you can see 8 to 128 terabytes can be stored in this type of variable. Then CLOB, used to store a large block of characters data in the database. Size is 8 to 128 terabyte. And the last one is NCLOB, used to store the large block of n character data in the data type. Here the size is 8 to 128 terabyte. So this is all about the data types available in PLSQL. We'll see what is null in PLSQL, the concept of null for PLSQL, right? PLSQL null values represent missing or unknown data. If you are not storing anything in defined column or value is missing, so you can store a null instead of storing nothing in that column. The null value represent a missing or unknown data, and they are not an integer. It is not a character or any other specific data type. Note that null is not the same as an empty data string. It is different than empty data string or the null character /0. All these three things are different. A null can be assigned, but it cannot be equated with anything. Means we cannot perform any operation on this, including itself. Next term is PLSQL variables. Here we will discuss about the variables in PLSQL. A variable is nothing but a name given to a storage area where we want to store something, right, for our programs, or we can say for our block of PLSQL. It can be manipulated. Such variable in PLSQL has a specific data type, as we have already discussed the different data types in previous session, right, which determine the size and the layout of the variable's memory, the range of values that can be stored within that memory, and the set of operations that can be applied to the variable. The name of PLSQL variable consists of a letter, optionally followed by more letters, numerals, dollar sign, underscore, and number signs, and should not be exceed than 30 characters. These are general rules for the declaration of variables, right? I repeat, first rule is it consists of a letter, optionally followed by more letters. This means you can make the combination of letters, numbers, and some spatial symbols, right? Even you can use underscore and some number signs also. The length should not be exceed than 30 characters, means the length of the variable. If you are declaring one variable for PLSQL, the length of that variable's name should not exceed than 30 characters, right? By default, variable names are not case sensitive. Okay, these are case insensitive. You can write the variable name in small letter or in capital letters, both are equal. You cannot use a reserved PLSQL keyword as a variable name. This is a general rule, as you have already studied in your other programming languages like C and C++. PLSQL programming language allow to define a various type of variables such as date and time data type, then records, collections, numbers, characters, etc., which we will cover in subsequent topics. For this topic, let us study only the basic variable types. How we can declare a variable in PLSQL? We have already gone through the 4-5 examples, right? Still we will continue with some more example. Let us try to understand how to declare a variable. PLSQL variable must be declared in the declaration section. As all of you know that there are 4 different sections of PLSQL block. First one is header section, second is declaration section, third section is our execution section, and fourth one is exception section. Here what you have to do is, if you want to declare some variables for PLSQL block, you must declare that variable under the declaration section. In a package, it should be a global variable. When you declare a variable, PLSQL allocates memory for that particular variable and assign a value or store the value in that space, and the storage location is identified by the variable name. That particular storage location, if you want to identify that location, you can identify that location by variable name. Here you can see the syntax of variable declaration. Okay, let us see what are the parameters. Variable name, you can vary the name of variable as per proper requirement, right? Then you can write constant, this is optional. Whatever written in square bracket, that part is optional. Then specify the data type. Again, not null is written in square bracket, so this is optional. You can declare even this variable as null or not null. Then for assigning something in that variable, you must do the symbol colon and equals to for the assignment, right? And you can assign a value, or even you can specify the default value for that variable. See, this is the structure or syntax for declaring a variable. But we will go through the simple example. Okay, some valid variable declaration along with their definition are shown here. For example, I want to declare a variable with name cells, and I want to set a data type of this variable number. So here we can write cells, then number is a data type, and inside the bracket we'll specify the length as well as precision, right? 10,2. The length of this variable is 10 and the precision is 2 digits only. One more variable is declared, pi, which is declared as constant variable. Not variable, it is declared as constant. See, both are different things. Variable, we can vary the value of variable, but if it is declared as constant, we cannot change the value of that variable, right? Here pi is declared as constant, so we cannot change the value of this constant throughout our PLSQL block, right? After specifying the keyword constant, you can mention the data type. Here the data type is double precision, because we want some more digits after decimal point. We want some more precision after decimal point, So you can declare this constant of type double precision. Here assignment is also done. Colon and equals to symbol is used for the assignment. In first variable cells there is no assignment is done, or assignment we have not done any value, we have not assigned any value to this variable, right? Okay, then the next variable is name, whose data type is varchar2 and the length is 25. Similarly, address variable is declared and the data type of this variable is varchar2 and the length is 100. When you provide a size, scale or precision limit with a data type, it is called constrained declaration. What it is called? It is called constrained declaration. I repeat, when you provide a size, scale or precision limit with the data type, it is called constrained declaration. For example, if I remove the size mentioned over here, right, this is plain declaration. But if I write like this, the length as well as precision, so this is called constrained declaration. Constrained declaration require less memory than the unconstrained declaration. For example, here cells number 10, 2, name is declared as varchar2 and the length is 25, address varchar2 is 100. Here the actual length of varchar2 data type is very big, but if you fix the size of this variable, then it will not occupy more space in memory, right? So in this way we can save the memory, it occupies less memory, right, and which can spare the memory. Now how you can initialize this variable? It is all about declaration of variable, but if you want to initialize something in this variable, how we can do it? Whenever we declare a variable, PLSQL assign it a default value null, right? If you are not assigning anything in variable, the PLSQL automatically assign a default value null to that variable. But if you want to initialize a variable with a value other than the null value, we can do so during the declaration, right, using either of the following way. There are two ways, the default keyword and the second is assignment operator, as we have seen here, right? This is called assignment operator. Okay, this is the way. And second way is using default keyword, we can assign something in our variable. Here you can see the example, counter binary integer is equals to 0. This is assignment operator. The second one is greetings varchar2, the length is 20 and the default value for this variable is have a good day. If we are not assigning something in this variable throughout our PLSQL block, the default value will be considered for this variable, right? You can also specify that a variable should not have a null value using the not null constraint. You can apply not null. If you use the not null constraint, you must explicitly assign an initial value for that variable. Let us go through the example. Okay, let us declare a variable with the default value. We will consider this variable in our example, greeting varchar2 20. Switch back to your SQL window. Declaration section begin. Here the name of variable is greeting, the data type is varchar2, length is 20. let me do one more time. Declaration section. There are a lot of error you can see on the screen, as I have pressed enter by mistake. That's why it is showing, and we are doing the same example one more time. Var 2 and the length is 30, right? Now what we will write, we'll write default and the value we want to assign in this variable. Default value is have a nice day. Okay, don't forget to put semicolon at the end, and here we'll start our begin section. We'll assign null, we don't want to do coding, and end of this section, and slash. Here we have again, we got an error. Why? Because we forgot to put semicolon at the end of null, fourth line. It is not so easy to recognize the error in SQL, so fine. Here we got a message, PLSQL procedure successfully completed, right? In this way you can use the default keyword for the declaration of any variable. Let me do some changes in the same example. Okay, in the begin section I will assign something. Before I assign something, let me print the value of greeting through dbms underscore output dot put line. Into the bracket I will write greeting. Okay, then end of the section and slash. Have a nice day. It is showing a default value, right? Let me do some more changes in the same program. Begin. Here I will write dbms, but before I write dbms, let me change the value of greeting variable by assigning something. Okay, now semicolon and print the value. So we got the different value for the same variable, right? If you do not assign anything in this variable, you will get the default value, and in case if you are assigning something in the same variable, you will get the different value. So these are the examples, right? Example number 6. This is our example number 6. Example number 7. This we will consider as our example number 7. And example number 8. In the next session we will see some more coding and some more explanation about the variables, right? Until then, thank you.